I've made over $100 million in a year selling on Amazon.
We've sold about 80 million in the past 10 years.
Right now, we're doing between $70,000 to $100,000 a month.
We made $12.3 million last year on Amazon.
How much money do I make? How much money do you make?
A lot of money.
A lot? What's a lot?
100K plus a month.
Well, if that's a lot, then I make a lot.
Today, we're at an e-commerce conference asking millionaires how they got rich. How much money do you make selling on Amazon?
I've made over $100 million in a year selling on Amazon.
With my latest brand, I did 50K in revenue in 2.5 weeks.
I'd say right now I've sold over 4 million. I just crossed that line a few months ago.
I'm currently around $400,000 a month on Amazon.
We're doing about $7 or $8 million a year.
I don't even know how much overall. I'm probably about 15, 16 mil a year gross revenue, all with no debt. And I started my business with my life savings. I took $80,000, which I managed to save over the years. Started my business with that, took absolutely no debt, still have no debt. And I've managed to make, I do about 15, 16 mil a year on Amazon.
How do you make your money?
Selling on Amazon.
Selling on Amazon.
I sell a caffeinated energy gum on Amazon.
You sell on Amazon, TikTok, Walmart, and any other marketplace that's possible in the world right now.
I have an advertising agency and I also sell on Amazon.
I sell on Amazon, on TikTok Shop.
Amazon is how I do it. I also do some consulting as well for other sellers, but mostly Amazon.
Primarily now I'm focused on software and repricing solutions for Walmart and Amazon sellers.
So right now I do a lot of coffee, Nespresso, DeLonghi, machines, beans, accessories in the US. And then in Canada, I'm buying a lot of like probiotics and vitamins. And again, big names that I buy in bulk and then resell on Amazon.
Just like most e-commerce sellers, our main channel is Amazon.com, but we're also on Walmart, eBay, and then also some of the channels that are focusing on younger generations, so like TikTok and TikTok Shop.
I have a few brands. They're in the toy space and the supplement space.
I sell ceramic drinkware, specifically cultural to Asian culture.
I make my money by doing a business model called online arbitrage dropshipping, where we will actually find suppliers that will ship out the products for us, drop ship it directly for us to the customer on Amazon.
Why do you like selling on Amazon versus selling on other platforms?
That's where the customer is. I can go off of Amazon and I can try to build up following, but that costs a lot of money and energy. It's way easier for me to pick up that sale if I go over to Amazon where they're providing the customer.
I love that you can do it from anywhere and you have the potential to really impact people, that you can truly make an income from anywhere in the world.
Amazon gives you access to 300 million Prime shoppers who want things almost instantly. Amazon gets them there.
I don't really like working for other people, and it gives me a lot of autonomy to kind of do whatever I want. I can travel. I can come to events like this, meet guys like you, and it just is a really cool community as well. And e-commerce is, you're just constantly making money. You're constantly getting sales. Like I woke up this morning, checked my account. I had a bunch of sales, and last night I was out hanging out with my friends and, went to a few parties, and I was still making money.
So selling on Amazon FBA is a huge opportunity. But the question is it too late for you as a beginner to start selling on Amazon? Do you think that Amazon FBA is dead in 2024?
It's not that, but it's kind of harder to make money. You got to find your own niche. And now what Amazon is encouraging is to explore other marketplaces, expand Canada, UK. They want you to be a brand. They don't want you to be an Amazon seller, cheap, knockout stuff, or non-branded products. So they want you to be a brand.
Absolutely not dead. Otherwise, none of us would be here right now. But is it getting harder? Sure. Like anything, like things get more difficult, a little more saturated, but that also weeds out a lot of people who aren't cut out for it. So if anyone wants to get into it, it's really about long-term vision and committing and focusing.
Certain categories are more crowded, like supplements or electronics. Look for categories where you can solve a problem no one else is actively solving.
Definitely not. You just have to find the right opportunities, enter the market with something unique, and I think there's tons of potential on Amazon.
Not at all. The opposite. More and more people are getting very comfortable shopping online, and most people shop on Amazon.
It's not dead, but you got to step up your game.
Absolutely not, if you know where to look.
No, it is not, because we're at this giant expo right now with like thousands of people, and it's insane to see. So no, it is not dead, not even close to dead.
Amazon FBA is definitely not dead in 2024.
I don't think so. I think it's progressing, especially with all the new AI features and a lot of new software programs that are being developed right now. And Amazon is generally going abroad, like in a lot of international sales going on.
Oh, absolutely not. I would not believe anybody that says anything like that. If they do, they're just trying to scare you off.
So yes, it seems like Amazon FBA is still a huge opportunity, and even you as a beginner can still do this. And if you don't know what Amazon FBA is, FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. It's a way for you to sell products on Amazon's website. And what makes this so special is you send the products that you want to sell on Amazon.com into the Amazon warehouse. And since Amazon has over 300 million Prime customers worldwide, there's people going to Amazon all the time looking to buy products. And when someone buys your product, Amazon will fulfill it for you, meaning they will pick, pack, and ship your product from their warehouse and send it out to the customer. And this is why so many people call it passive income, because you don't need to do the work of actually running your business. Amazon is handling getting the customers for you, and it's handling the fulfillment of your product to the customer, which means you can spend your time doing whatever you want to do, whether that's travel or growing your business. But warning, when starting an Amazon business, you have to be careful. It's easy to make mistakes if you don't know what you're doing. And right now I'm going to ask millionaire Amazon sellers what the biggest mistake they made is, and make sure you watch this entire section because they made hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of mistakes, and by watching this you can avoid some very costly mistakes.
I've made so many mistakes. I'd say not starting private label sooner.
Not understanding my landing costs, ordering the wrong quantity, wrong inventory, and at the end spending more than I should have.
How much do you think that mistakes cost you?
More than $100,000.
I think biggest mistake selling on Amazon has to be accounting for miscellaneous costs. So my first brand I launched was 3 years ago, and I didn't take into account all the additional things that might occur. So when you're accounting for the profit margins, make sure you build a little bit in.
How much do you think that mistake cost you?
$12,000.
The most frequent mistake I've made is just selling out, because when you sell out, it just kills the entire momentum. And then you have to spend a little bit more to get back up there, and could have been so much more if you kept in stock. And that's the quickest one. The other biggest financial mistakes is just quality issues, bringing in the goods from China.
If you went to sold out in total, if you had to make a guess, how much do you think extra you would have made if you never would have sold out?
$200,000-$300,000 extra if I didn't sell out.
That's a good question. I would say at first it was just picking the wrong products, and then probably not optimizing my listings correctly. Hurt me, yeah.
Ooh, too many. I mean, that's part of the game, right? Like any business, you come on, you make mistakes, you live, you learn. And again, another reason why I come to these shows is to be able to avoid big mistakes. But let's say one of my biggest mistakes in the reselling space was buying too much inventory of one product. And so I was selling, like, I probably sold over $200,000 worth of Excedrin migraine pills here in the US, and it was going super strong. And then I have a rule of thumb where I only buy 3 to 4 weeks worth of inventory, but I brought on someone new and we ordered 2 months worth of inventory by accident, but I let it slip. I was like, that's fine, whatever, we're selling good anyway. Next thing you know, Amazon came in and price cut everything, had a direct relationship with Excedrin, and so we were stuck with 2 months worth of inventory then, which actually turned out to be 2 years.
Focusing more on the launch and actually having the listing, the photos, the videos, the content, the descriptions, having that all ready to go and not assuming that that's not important, because it absolutely is.
I would say the biggest mistake is I probably waited too long to meet my people. So when I say meet my people, that means coming around other e-commerce sellers and being able to provide help to them and also learn from them. I stayed hunkered down with my idea and I didn't want to share for several years, and I lost a lot of potential scaling because of that.
My biggest mistakes have been not knowing my profit margins before I've launched products, so getting rocked on margins, not having legal protection in place for my products and my ideas. Overall, it's cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And now I'm going to ask these millionaire Amazon sellers what the biggest mistake they see beginners making. And these are mistakes that you might make. And then after that, I'm going to ask them how they would go from $0 to $1 million within their first year. And the answers for both these questions are gold, so make sure you pay attention.
One of the biggest things I see people making is they're setting their prices very, very high on Amazon in the beginning. That way they're not getting a lot of conversions in the beginning. But, very big sellers know that when you start a listing, you start it at an aggressive price so that Amazon will see a lot of conversions. and then you slowly inch up the price?
I think probably not putting enough time into the listings. I think a lot of people think that just post your product and it magically sells. Amazon's changing a lot right now. So you really have to invest in really good photos, really good bullet points, and titles, and really like build a brand name. That will take you a lot farther on Amazon than just like posting some random product and crossing your fingers that it sells.
Not knowing their margins on their products prior to launching, working with bad suppliers, not having legal protection in place with their new products.
I see a lot of Amazon sellers come up with a great idea and they list it, but they don't do a lot of the back end research confirming there's a good chance that somebody's going to buy it beforehand. They often follow the list it and they will come. And I don't think that's a competitive approach in 2024.
Spending too much money in advertising, losing a lot of money, and either going out or not being successful, as opposed to trying other methods of starting off between A+ content, influencer marketing, Amazon Vine, all that kind of stuff, which is a much better bang for your buck, in my opinion, to get your product started than, doing hundreds of thousands of dollars into advertising.
It's not enough to just try and sell a product that might have a lot of traffic or there might be demand for. You need to try and solve the problem that the consumer might be having. So not doing enough research, not marketing yourself properly. The other thing might be you need to try and set your own price point rather than trying to match everyone else's price point. If you try to chase a price point, this is what everybody's selling this product for. It's going to be tough because you're going to be competing for that price point. And if they drop their price, you're going to have to drop your price, which does happen. A lot of competition coming from overseas. So what you need to be doing is marketing your brand maybe as a little bit more luxury, trying to solve a problem that the brand that the product itself might have, and therefore you can charge $5 more per unit or whatever, a little bit more, and you're not chasing price.
Not testing their design against their competitors before they launch, and then ending up with like 10,000 units of inventory people that people don't even want to buy.
And now is the most important part of the video, where I ask millionaire sellers how they would go from $0 to $1 million in their first year selling on Amazon. You had to go from $0 to $1 million on Amazon in 1 year. How would you do it?
And just try to launch as many products as I possibly could in 1 year. I'm talking like 1, maybe 2 a month if I had the bandwidth.
Considering our area is arts and crafts, I'd probably hook up with a bunch of influencers, TikTok, stuff like that, to get our product shown, publicized. That would probably be the best way that I would do it.
I would start a brand in a category that no one's actively solving a problem. I would find that problem using softwares like Helium 10 or Jungle Scout, and then I would launch a brand and scale fast.
Probably a lot of coffee to start. But I would probably start with lower level VA outsourcing. You really need to hone in on what processes you're going to focus on and what's really going to move the needle. And then as soon as you've got that figured out, you can hand it off to a VA and start training them.
My advice for you, if you want to go from $0 to $1 million in just 1 year, would be to watch my free Amazon FBA course. It's a YouTube video that I'm going to give to you in just a minute, where I took the last 10 years of my experience, condensed it down into a free YouTube video. And I'm going to give that to you in just a minute, but I asked these millionaire sellers if they had any other pieces of advice for you. And this is what they had to say. And I saved these best pieces of advice for last. So watch this. And then after that, I'm going to give you that free 8-hour Amazon FBA course.
I would say product analysis. Number one, you have to absolutely have a good system and checklist to be able to really understand what's going to sell. A lot of people who end up kind of doing it themselves and just watching YouTube videos have a lot of holes in, their whole checklist. So they might look at revenue and number of sellers and think that it's a great product, and then they'll send the product to FBA and realize that it's still stuck in the warehouse. And then outside of that, it's really about relationships. Again, in the reselling space, it's really about getting out there, meeting good suppliers, and then placing orders with suppliers to be able to develop relationship, even if it's break even initially, having that long-term vision to be able to find better deals with those people.
Take that first step. You just got to get started. That's the hardest thing. You'll learn along the way. If you don't put fatigue on your muscles, they don't get bigger. It's the same thing with your entrepreneurial journey. Just get started. You'll get bigger, you'll get stronger, you'll get richer.
Don't be scared to make mistakes. It's basically trial and error, but there's always a solution around it. You just have to find your own way.
Don't try to figure it all out on your own. I would reach out to somebody who knows how to sell on Amazon and ask them questions. Take shortcuts to the answers that you need wherever they might be. They're on YouTube, they're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, there's groups. Don't just try to figure it out all on your own,
And now you can get my free 8-hour Amazon FBA course by clicking down below here. It's a step-by-step video that's going to show you exactly how you can start your own Amazon FBA business. This is the best video I've ever released on YouTube. So click here to watch that video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.